Hey playa, if you want to learn how to be as productive as possible without wasting a minute of time ever, I'm going to share a few things that people tend to waste a lot of their time on and how you can avoid doing it. And no, I don't mean so productive that you could spin 2 fidget spinners at once, I mean something much more, so stay tuned. For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh, and every single Monday through Friday, I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. Now, all week long, we've been talking about building positive habits and not wasting time. So I want you to know this first point. Wasted time is worrying time. When you spend a lot of your time worrying about something, it's not productive. Now, what I don't mean is taking the necessary time to make the right decision. What I personally mean is worrying about something, thinking about it over and over, never really looking up more information or consulting with anyone, or really just verbalizing the process to yourself, just sitting there stewing in your own thoughts. This sometimes plays out in what's called the paradox of choice. Think about sitting in front of a restaurant menu with hundreds of items on it. Sure, you have tons of choices, but because you have so many choices, you don't know which one is the right one to pick. And because of that, you end up sitting there thinking over every single item on the menu, making everyone wait to eat their food and just sit there hungry saying, just pick something, anything will do, but you know that that's not the case. For a lot of people, that worrying time plays out in key parts of their day, and if you add up all those parts, it's a lot of wasted time. Time you could have spent making a decision, seeing what the results were, and adapting to it. For example, have you ever spent a tremendous amount of time thinking about whether or not you should walk up to someone and say hi? All that time of you deliberating whether or not you should do it ends up being wasted time, because if you don't do anything, you just sat there thinking about something that never happened. But I don't think the answer here is to be impulsive. Sometimes when people are impulsive, they can come off rude or brash or just insensitive to others. So you want to spend a good amount of time thinking about what you should do. But if you notice it starts falling into worrying time, that's when you know, hey, I'm not making the most use of my day. Another key component to never wasting your time is to plan out your day. Have you ever done this before? After you just finish a big task, you pick up your phone and you just start kind of scrolling and looking at things, and before you know it, an hour of your time is just gone. We've all been in situations like that before, where these little devices suck up our time and we don't know how it happened. A big reason for that is because the apps that we use are designed with this infinite scroll mentality. The whole purpose is to just keep showing us things so we stay on them. That's why it's so crucial to plan out your day. Having an organized structure as to what you're doing that day is going to keep you from that infinite scroll, keep you from getting sucked into the void and just wasting your time. For some people, the way that they are the most productive is after they've done a big task, they need a bit of decompression time to kind of take their mind off the last thing they did. Once they have that, they can then eventually jump into the next thing, kind of following this wavy pattern. While for other people, they tend to function in a way where they get these high bursts of energy. They like to do a bunch of things back to back and kind of just get it all done at once and then relax afterwards. So the important thing to ask here is, which type of person are you? Depending on the type of person you are, that's going to help you set up the most optimal schedule. Do you need those little breaks in between, or do you want to just power through everything all at once? Another thing I want to stress though is that taking time to recharge is not wasted time. Think about when you're working out at the gym. If you were to work out 5 days in a row, you have no time in between for your muscles to kind of heal and repair themselves. So you end up doing a disservice to yourself because you're trying to be overproductive. You're not the most productive if your wheels are constantly turning. Sometimes you need to be able to step back and look at what you're doing and to ask yourself, is this the best way for me to spend my time? Most often you'll find times where, hey, it's not. Doing that can actually save you time in the long run, because instead of dedicating yourself to the same process over and over when it isn't the most efficient, you're really looking for ways to optimize it, ways to make it better, and ways to make it easier for yourself. Another thing I wanted to point out is that focusing only on yourself is the only mentality you should have to be the most productive, but I don't think that's the case. I think incorporating other people's ideas, thoughts, and feelings and experiences into your own life is going to help you make better decisions. It's important to remember that life isn't only about you. You're not succeeding on your own. You're working with other people. You're collaborating with them. You're learning with them. So take time to appreciate others. Take time to spend with others, and don't take people for granted. But now I want to know, what do you think? Do you feel like you waste a lot of your time? What are some of the time wasters that you want to kind of kick to the curb? Leave your comments down below and we'll talk about it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, and make sure to check out the playlist over there on the side where I kind of wrap up everything I've covered this entire week about habits. Those videos are going to be super helpful for you if you want to drop bad habits and pick up good ones. So on that note, guys, I'll catch you next week. As always, love and peace.